Well, hello, everyone. It's your girl, Gabrielle. Welcome to a brand new episode of Hot Topics. Oh, and Happy New Year! It's 2023. So, welcome to the first Hot Topics of 2023. Welcome to the show, and Happy New Year to all those watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Happy New Year. All right, you guys. The show is the same as always, right? So this is a show where we like to talk about real talk about real things. We like to highlight business owners, we like to highlight podcasters, we like to highlight YouTubers, we like to highlight regular people doing extraordinary things, all for the purpose of education and enlightenment, of course. And today is no different. So, let me tell you what the topic of the show is today. So, the topic of the show is actually a repeat topic. We are continuing another thread of the show, and the topic of the show is resiliency. So, this is part 5 of resiliency. So, this is the fifth time that we are bringing this topic. This is the fifth uh I don't want to say story, but this is the fifth episode about resiliency. We're bringing this topic back because we believe at A Step Ahead Tutoring Services and at Hot Topics that people's life stories can be a tool of education and learning. So it is awesome to bring back a topic to hear another perspective of the same thing. So, resiliency is our topic for today, and I have a brand new guest, a new guest on the hot seat. Excuse me, I'm getting my words all jumbled up, but I have a new guest. She is coming to the hot seat. Her name is Acolla Edwards. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Acolla Edwards, and let me just tell you, so Acolla Edwards, she is more than just the average. She is taking beauty and skincare to the next level. Fabulous. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring Miss Edwards to the stage and we're going to get this interview started. Hi, Acolla, how are you doing today?
Hello. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Did I say your name right?
You did good. It's
Acolla?
Acola. But you didn't
Acolla.
do bad as most people.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I do appreciate that. All right. So I brought you on the show. I wanted you to tell your story about resiliency, hear your perspective on it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor. Please tell us your story of resiliency. What does that mean to you?
I took my issues with my health and I channeled that into creating my skincare and cosmetic brand. I didn't and let me just go into what my mental state of mind and health issues are. I was diagnosed last year with chronic depression and type 2 diabetes, and I have a blood disorder called protein S deficiency, which causes my iron to be really low white cell blood count and thus forth. So I had all that happening. um I was working, so I had to take a back seat to working, and that really messed with my mental health as well because I've been working since I was 15. So I'm used to making my own money and having to take a back seat and just let my husband be the sole provider when I'm, and he already knew I was like more of the independent type. At first it had me down with what was going on with me, but I just had a prayer with the good Lord Himself and just the idea of doing something that I already love. I've been loving cosmetics since I was younger, along with a lot of skincare issues that I was having because I'm diabetic. Diabetes, makes people have drier skin. I have eczema on top of that. So that allowed me to dabble into the skincare part of my business. So I started doing research on different things that I can do for my sensitive skin, which intrigued my interest more into doing things for other skin types as well. So I branded and matched those two together, and that's how my business was started.
Awesome, awesome. So let's dive into that more. So, is a lot of things just came at you at once, right?
Hit
So
me like a over the
you
head.
got depression, you got diabetes, you got eczema. I think you were laid off from your job, right?
I had to resign.
Or you
I
had
had
to
to resign.
resign. So one thing happened after another. That How do you deal with all that?
At first I didn't know how to but I started talking with my pastor and a good friend of mine that's a life coach, and it just helped me see a different perspective of what I was going through. And it really got me to thinking on what can I do to help others versus just me just wallowing in my misery of what I was dealing with at the same time. So that's what I did to try to help myself deal with all of the news at once, what was going on with me, because it was very overwhelming. Because, like, every time I went to the doctor, it was something new going on with me.
So when did you receive all of your diagnoses?
I first found out about my diabetes, which is hereditary. My mom had it and she passed away from that and heart failure. So I found out about that at first. And then I started going to the doctor for my regular checkups, and I found out about me being with the mental part of it with my depression after I was evaluated, because she started asking me questions because I was just feeling really down, tired. I was showing a lot of signs of depression. Um and also I didn't mention I have sleep apnea too.
Another
So
thing.
yeah, so like all those two had me, to where I was like feeling really tired, fatigue, and just low energy. So I found out about those two at the same time when I had my evaluation done at my next checkup from my doctor.
So all of that, so
What
all of
really that was kind of they were kind of like 2 months within each other finding those things out. First it was diabetes, and maybe about 2 months later after my next checkup I found out about the other two.
Wow, so it was within a 2 month span that you found all that out.
Yes, ma'am.
And which was the one that made you resign from your job?
The depression part about it, and also with me finding out about my low blood count and stuff like that, which was triggered from a birth that I had with my second oldest son. That what really took me to where I had to take a step down in working, because I had an episode at work because I was in healthcare, so you
Mhm.
have to be on your toes dealing with patients and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
I had an episode where I felt like really faint and sick, and of course I went and had myself looked at the emergency room and stuff like that, and it was like, well, you need to see your doctor. So when I did go see her, she was like, well, I think you should just take some time away from working right now, and try to work on your health issues, because it was just taking a lot over with my body, because healthcare is really a job where you have to be on your feet and taking care of others, and I wasn't taking care of myself, so I can't take care of somebody else. I'm not taking care of me.
Right, right. And with healthcare, because I'm familiar with healthcare. You got to be on top of people,
Yeah,
right? So if you're not on, how can you be on top of people when you're not on top of yourself?
definitely. So I couldn't really care for my patients. I was finding myself more tired than normal, and with the patients I had, some of them I had to lift because they weren't able to, do it themselves, and I couldn't really perform accurately like I wanted to. And I went to my supervisor and I was like, well, I need to take a few days off. And when I went to the doctor, she was like, well, I really think you should just, step away, being the type of field that you are in. I think it's best that you just take some time away from working. So that really kind of played with my mental right there.
How so? Tell us about that. Tell us more about that.
um, my husband, he was working his job, but he wasn't the higher income. So that, caused a really depleted finances itself because I generated more income than him because I was in healthcare and he's um a groundskeeper. So he wasn't getting paid as much as I was. So that was a big play in like how our finances were, with paying bills and stuff like that. And I'm like, what am I gonna be able to do? School was gonna get ready to come back around. I wasn't gonna be able to help as much and stuff like that. And we have 4 kids. So it was just like all of that was just coming at me at once, like, what am I do? What am I do? What am I do? What are we gonna do? I should say. And he was, trying to do the best he could to try not to show that he was worried too, because he wanted to get me worried even more. But we kind of juggled some things around to where everything was taken care of. But at first it was just, like very overwhelming to hear, that you can't do what you're normally used to doing.
Right. And you guys had like the two income households. So now you had to take a step back, and now
Right.
it went down to a one income household. So with all these health issues coming at you all at once, now you're depleted financially. So
Definitely. And with how things are now with the price range and increase in everything, it's just like, oh my goodness, like what is it we can do to, where we're not struggling. Nobody likes to struggle. So we were trying to run around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to figure out what can we do.
and how was your you I know you touched on it, but tell us more about how your husband was handling all these changes.
It's hard for him. My husband doesn't take news well, like when especially with someone he cares about. His mom deals with a lot of health issues as well. So he once he found out everything that was going on, he was trying to be brave, but he had his moments to where he was just like really down about it. But he tried not to show it. But he did try to stay strong, and make sure that I wasn't feeling like I was a big letdown. Nobody wants to feel like that when they're dealing with things. So he was very supportive, as well as my children. I have 2 older ones, so they were, good support to me too, especially my oldest daughter. She was making sure I stayed on top of everything with medication and stuff like that.
So it wasn't like you were completely alone. You had the supportive
No, I wasn't
team.
alone. Yeah. Which is good. Always when you're dealing with things, you're not by yourself dealing with stuff.
That's good. It's good to have that support system, and that's what it sounds like
Definitely.
you had.
Definitely.
So at some point you got into entrepreneurship. So tell us about that.
Right. So that's when I had my aha moment. One night I was just up late, dealing with insomnia because I'm worried, and things were coming to a point where it's like, okay, we were straight from my last check, like, okay, now this is the real challenge. So I was just sitting up late thinking, and that's when I started thinking about what can I do to still bring in some type of income, even if it's not matched the same. What can I do to still help? So that's when I started thinking about what am I passionate about? What do I like? What do I enjoy? And I love to dabble in cosmetics because when you're feel good about yourself, hey. So I wanted to try doing that, and then like I said, I started looking into the skincare part of it, and making my skincare products. Oh my god, that helped with my anxiety and my depression so much. Like, especially like I think those days when I felt down the most, I created some of my best products because I put my all into it. It kind of really helped channel my emotions because I'm doing something that I love to do and I'm helping other people at the same time. So I started mixing and creating in my house and started finding different things that people like, doing more research into it. And this is before I even launched. I started, making little samples and testing at home, and I started really seeing that I enjoyed doing it. So I was like, hey, I can actually sell this because I was letting my husband and my sister try it out. And they're like, yeah, you should sell this stuff. This is good. So I was like, you know what? You're right. So when August came around, I said, well, let's test this out. And I came up with a name, Bèl Larenn, which means beautiful queen. And it started off slow, but I say it took about 4 months before, IG and everybody started recognizing my brand. And once it did, it was a big success from there. I have my good days and bad days with business, but it really has helped a lot of people. I've been able to meet a lot of beautiful people along the way that deal with some of the same issues as myself, which I love talking and helping with other people because everybody doesn't have the same support system and help that I had when I was dealing. So it's definitely a great way to network with people outside of just, talking about my cosmetics and my skincare.
Right. So you got to meet other entrepreneurs, you got to meet
Yes.
other people in the fields. So you touched on it before, but your skincare products, it's you used it to address your own skincare issues.
Right.
So
I
tell
had
us
a
more
lot
about.
of dry skin, with diabetes, and make sure skin really it almost made my skin texture change because like I never experienced dry skin like this before. Like my legs and arms would be so dry and ashy, and I'm like, what in the world is this? So I'm like, this can't, no. So I started looking into, I have sensitive skin, but I never had dry skin. And like,
Mhm.
even in my face, it would be like uneven skin tone complexions because of my diabetes making my skin complexion change. And like, was awful. And I was like, I can't, I can't go out in public like this. So I started looking into different things with, turmeric and all these different natural ingredients to help even your skin tone complexion back up, and finding out how good mango and shea butter and neem oil and all these other natural products were for sensitive and dry skin. So I started making all these different body butters and oils. And I had at one time I had like a facial wash, but I took it off. It just really helped change how my skin tone was, and it helped my skin not be as dry. I still have my moments during the winter weather, of course, who doesn't, with dry skin, but for the most part, my skin stays more moisturized throughout the day because of the stuff that I use for it.
Oh, okay. So it's sort of like you found an outlet, right, for all of your anger and sadness and depression and worry, and
Right,
turned
right.
something that you love.
Right, because I had my days too. Everybody would tell me that I'm really grumpy and I'm not pleasant to be around because I'm angry at what I'm dealing with, and I didn't understand how it was being taken to other people. And I'm never, the type of person to be like that. I'm really a more bubbly, giggly type of person. So to see that other side of me, people like, you're not yourself. And I kind of started noticing it too. And I told my doctor about it. So we tried some different medicine, and it actually has helped me. I haven't been needing it as much lately, and I really thank God for that because I'm really trying to get off of medicine. I don't like taking medicine. So I've been trying different things to help. She recommended yoga, which I didn't really realize how, oh my God, how amazing that is. So it's a lot of things that you can do to help with your mental health issues that you deal with in life. You don't have to go around with your head down, frowning, taking it out on other people. You know, it's better ways of dealing with that, and that's something I really had to learn and overcome.
So, what did your husband think about this new venture?
He was all for it. He was trying to, when I was doing trying some yoga methods. I found it funny. Him and my baby girl, she's 4. She'll try to get down on the floor and copy me. And um my husband, he deals with anxiety himself, so he found it to be very helpful. He wasn't gonna get on the floor, he said, and do anything like that. But he tried some of the other like exercises with just meditating and stuff like that, and he said it's kind of helping him too. So I think it's been beneficial to everybody here.
And what about, your skincare business? What did your husband say when you said, "I'm gonna get into the business"?
He was all for it. He just said, as long as I make some stuff for men. So I did add a men's collection, and he's definitely my biggest tester.
Oh, so that support does come in handy.
It does.
And
It
you and
definitely does.
it sounds like you two are going strong, because usually when there's some sort of uh, financial conflict or a sudden change in circumstances, is usually like the relationship becomes rocky, it becomes
It
unstable.
does. It can suffer. At one point, I won't say it was perfect at first because it can become frustrating and stuff like that, especially when everything's weighing on you.
Hmm.
And that was something new for him. He's always been used to just having me by his side to do everything, go even on it. And it was definitely a point where I can tell he was getting overwhelmed and frustrated, but he didn't let me know, and I could kind of sense that it was getting a little overwhelming and frustrated. And that's when we had our little chat about, well, what can we do? You know, we got to come together and think on what can we do.
Right. So you had to you sense that there was a problem, and so you attempted to address it.
Correct.
All right, all right, all right. So your skincare products. So you're all about the natural ingredients. What's wrong with the stuff that's already out there?
A lot of the products that are out there, they do have natural ingredients, but they do have certain preservatives and additives that they add into products, even if they say they're natural. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with using store brand products and stuff like that, but I just find that things that are homemade and natural, and you're not adding the extra chemicals in there to try to make the product even more wow or whatever you want to say. um it's more beneficial to the skin and to the body when it's natural.
So, and I guess we'll talk about it with the next show that we'll do together. But what is natural ingredients? What does that mean?
Natural is when they don't add like any added preservative. You have to have preservatives, but like the more strong chemical like preservatives with the sulfate and all that stuff that they add into dyes and stuff like that. a lot of fragrance people are allergic to, and they add those into products, and you never know what your skin is allergic to when you're buying store-bought products, and they have all those chemicals in there, and you're wondering why you got a rash on your body somewhere because of that. I've had that happen to me several times. It smelled good when I bought it. I was like, oh, this smells good, but they have all these extra added chemicals in there, and you're not knowing. You read the back of the ingredient, it has all this, I call it foreign language, and you're like, what is this? But it just smells good. But at least when you see something natural, it's gonna say mango butter, um, or shea butter, and whatever essential oil that you use for the fragrance. It doesn't have to be an actual perfume fragrance, because I do have ones that have perfume fragrance in there, but I have a disclaimer. Okay, I have this, and this in there. But if you just want something natural, where it's just like an essential oil to add an extra smell to it, you know what's in there. It's nothing foreign that you haven't recognized or never seen before. It's not gonna harm your skin when I say natural.
Oh, so it's not like those weird, the chemicals with like the 20 letters and like
Yes.
it's
I
from
had to
from the
I had to go
ground.
on my phone, and I'll be like trying to type it in, like, well, what is this? Because it's like all these long words, and it's just a long word for saying red dye or something like that,
Yeah.
or something, of a fragrance type. They got a bigger name for it, and you don't know that maybe even that dye has something in it. They're not going to tell you that. It's just going to say red dye. It might have something
Mhm.
extra in there to make that red dye the red dye. So you don't know what is actually being put into that.
Ah, okay. So now I'm wondering if the challenge of using natural products is because it's hard to mass produce. Like,
It can be, because those natural ingredients are very expensive. They're on the expensive side, especially when you're trying to get in bulk and wholesale. And I really had no idea until I started dabbling into it. You gotta really find a good vendor to mass produce those different products for you.
so how do you deal with that challenge? Because it's probably why there's all these chemicals. Because it's easy to make them in bulk and
Yeah.
sell by the millions, right? So how do you
Yeah.
address that challenge?
Well, starting off small, I haven't had to get to where I need a big amount of it, but I definitely had to do my research into different vendors that could produce a certain amount that wouldn't break my pockets. They have a way of finding vendors, and I do have a YouTube channel where I talk about how to find vendors for skincare and stuff like that. But it takes a lot of research when you're trying to get into it. They do sell like shea butter and stuff like that in the stores, but it's not organic. It's just something that they mashed together and made. So when you trying to get into skincare, you really have to actually look at what you're getting and ask questions about what you're getting, because you're selling this to other people. And being not FDC certified, you got to be really careful about what you're selling people and what you're saying and the wording of it, because it can come back and bite you in the butt if you're not actually advertising in the right way when you do skincare products. So I try to be very discreet with what I use and what I have on my website, so there's no question, no issues about nothing.
Well, not discreet. You mean very open.
Yeah,
That's
very
what you
open.
mean.
Very open about what I have on there.
Very transparent.
Correct. Very
Mm.
transparent.
So now let's bring it back to your health issues. So where are you now in terms of your health issues? Are you still struggling? Are you managing it well? Where are you now?
I'm doing amazing. I am very proud of the growth that I've had. It's definitely helped me get back to, I would say, even a better version of me. I have my days when I do rely on my medication, but for the most part, I just had my last checkup. She told me my A1C had jumped back up. Normally, the old me, I'll get all sad and like, oh no, what I'm gonna do. I just look at it as encouragement to do better than what I'm doing because I know I wasn't doing right. So it's my fault. I told her, I said, I had warned her. I said, look, the holidays coming around. I know I'm not going to do right, but I'm going to get better. So I've challenged myself to eat better. What you eat does take a different, perspective, when you're diabetic. So I'm definitely watching more of what I eat. My body tells me now, greasy food, no, no. So I'm really starting to listen to my body, you can say, and finding it, very beneficial that I'm listening to my body instead of me just being noggin. No, I'm gonna do this anyway. So I have been doing much better than I was. I'm looking to do even greater next year when it
Mhm.
comes around, when I come back to my evaluation for my mental advisor and health coach and stuff like that. So,
Awesome, awesome. So it's you took something, you took a really challenging part of your life and you pivoted. You didn't let it keep you down. You looked for something that made you happy, and look where you are.
definitely did.
So what would you tell somebody? How about this? What would you tell yourself? Trying to think of how I'd phrase the question. So if you could talk to yourself from a year ago, what would you say?
Girl, get up and do something about it. I was so down and sobby and mad and all these ball of emotions to where I just wanted to just pretty much give up. So definitely would tell myself, girl, get up and do something about it.
Do you think you would listen to yourself?
I definitely would, because like knowing that I can actually change what's going on with me and instead of just laying there and just like, okay, well, I got this going on and feeling bad about myself, I can change that. So I definitely would look, listen to myself when I first got into the seat of depression and stuff like that. I definitely, would change how I handled it at first.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you changed your mindset, it sounds like.
Right. Definitely changed my mindset.
So would you go back if you had an opportunity? Would you go back to healthcare?
I would love to. I'm really trying to. She told me I can work, but it's like light duty. So I'm even trying to do PCA work if I can, but with that, I got to be cautious because some patients I still got to lift on and stuff like that and do this, that, and the third for. So I'm really trying to, but I hadn't got to go ahead for that yet.
Oh. Oh, so you are trying to go back. So some
I'm
people,
trying, but I
yeah.
haven't got the full go ahead too. So
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, so it's like you just can't lift like heavy things or
yeah, I can't lift heavy things. I can't overexert myself. So I'm really trying to see what can I do. I've been doing a lot of work at home though. So it's fine, but it's not the same. I like to be out in the public and interact and stuff.
yeah. Yeah, so you don't, so it's sort of like not, you can't do what you did before, so now you have to adjust the way that you do things.
Modify it, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if you got a job in healthcare, would you keep the skincare business?
Definitely. I'm not taking that away. I would just have to adjust my hours and scheduling to how I handle it. But
Mhm.
I'm definitely keep it open. I wouldn't shut it down for nothing in the world.
Okay. All right. So you haven't completely given up on healthcare because usually some people, when they start a small business, they're just like, I'm done with with the
Well,
work.
until I hit my millions, girl, I'm not.
Oh, man.
I can't take a back seat to that just yet.
So right now you're not at a space where you could say I'm done. Just
Right,
so I'm clear.
right.
Okay,
Hopefully one
okay.
day soon I'll get there, but I'm not there yet. So no.
All right. Well, all right. Well, hopefully you get there. All right. So we'll start to wind things down now. So now I know we talked about a little bit, but are there any just general any words of wisdom that you would like to give to our audience?
Definitely. You create your own opportunities. Um, Success just doesn't come to you. You have to go out there and find it. So, is there something that you're passionate about? Um, don't just sit there, hoping that a miracle will fall in your lap. You got to be hungry for whatever it is that you want, any aspirations that you're, dreaming about. Go out there and make it happen. Anything is possible. I've watched a lot of people from the littlest dream make it to being where they're $1 million companies, so nothing's impossible. You just got to go out there and go after it. And definitely, if you're facing any health challenges or mental challenges, don't let that be your downfall. Go out there, do something about it, change it. Um, I always tell people, if you need someone to talk to and you don't have one, I'm pretty sure she'll leave my handles and contact in there. I'm always here to talk, always here to help people, encourage people. You don't have to contact me about skincare, healthcare. I'm a talker. I'm a good listener too. So definitely do all of those things.
Awesome. And on that note, let's put up your contact information right now. All right, so you can find Acolla Edwards. She is all over the web, you guys. So you can find her online. Her website is bellarencosmetics.com. You can also email her bellarencosmetics at outlook.com. You could also find her on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube with the handle Bèl Larenn Cosmetics. You can find her on Twitter with the handle Bèl Larenn Cos, Bella Wren with two N's and a COS. And then she has a solo, which is solo.to/Bella Cosmetics. So if you're watching this on video right now, all of this information is scrolling below at the bottom of your screen. So this information is right in front of you. However, if you are listening to this on audio right now, whether you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Spreaker or Stitcher, this information is in the description. So look at the description right now. Check it out. All of this information is in the description. So whether you're watching this on screen or you're listening to this on audio, you're listening to this in your car on your way to work right now, or you're listening to this while you're washing the dishes or taking out the trash, the information is there. It is at your fingertips. So you could find Acolla and all of this information here. And I encourage you to follow her on all of her social media accounts. If you are if you are looking for skincare products, she tailors skincare products for, like she said, people with eczema or people with diabetes, dry skin, sensitive skin. So if you have those unique skin ailments, reach out to her. You know, she makes those natural products for you and purchase, purchase, purchase. Let's get her up there. Let's boost her sales, you guys. Is there anything else you want to share about your business?
No, I haven't decided to run any specials. We did. Y'all just missed out on the Christmas and New Year one, so I should be coming back with something really soon. I'm always running free shipping promos and a lot of freebies when you buy. So definitely be looking out for that by following me on my social media platforms. I definitely have a good VIP program where they get really good discounts and promotions. So definitely sign up to our email and SMS notification newsletter. And I really thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate this opportunity to talk about my mental health and my skincare and cosmetic brand.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. So, what's your most popular product?
My most popular product right now would be my body butter called Paris Romance. It has like a lot of people says it reminds them of the sweet pea from Bath and Body Works.
Mm,
It kind
okay.
of smells like that, but it has a different kind of smell to it. But it's all natural, and it just really is one of my popular products right now. For some reason, I can't keep it.
So you do body butters, lotion, um, what else?
Body scrubs, body oils, and I make natural lip oils, and I have actual lip gloss and lip scrubs.
Okay. So so you don't do face wash right now, you said.
No, I don't. I took it off. I'm trying to look into finding different products to use for that on a more natural sense, because I was purchasing that one from a vendor and I
Mm,
didn't really like how it made my skin feel.
mm.
So I just took it off. I'm looking into like natural products that I can actually make it myself.
All right. Well, you do that. You do that. All right. So you do like bath, like soap. You do soap.
Yes, I do have soap, handmade soap, and handmade body wash.
All right. There you go. So all of that stuff, you guys, you can purchase from her right now. Go to her website, Bèl Larenn Cosmetics.com. All of that information is on her site, and follow her on social media. So, if you're looking for a birthday gift, a wedding gift, um what trying to think of some a wedding, an anniversary gift, depending on when you're listening to this, you need a Christmas gift, a Hanukkah gift, you need ideas to give, you need what am I trying to say? You need a gift to give to somebody. Go to this website, purchase her
Right.
stuff, you guys.
I have gift certificates, and I do customize things. So like if you see something on there and you can't use it, just email me. I have WhatsApp. However you want to contact me, I'll definitely accommodate you the best way I can. We can definitely work it out. So don't let that steer you away from purchasing.
All right, all right, and right, and she is available. So if you need someone to talk to, like she said, hit her up, you guys. Oh, do you do like body spray, perfume?
I do. I do. I do. I definitely do.
All right, so there you go. We got soap, body spray, perfume, lotion, scrubs, lip gloss, lip scrubs, all that good stuff. Did I say soap? I'll say
Yeah.
soap again. But yeah, so definitely yeah, all that good stuff. Go to her website and check it out. Check her line out. All right, Ola Cola, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you again. Thank you guys.
All right, let me place you backstage now. And my lips are dry. I may have to get some of the. I should have asked her about chapstick. I'm sorry. One more thing. Do you have chapstick? You said lip gloss, lip scrubs. Do you do chapstick?
I do have like it's called lippies. They're like little cute little lip balms. I do have that.
All right. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Put you backstage now. Okay. All right. Because I'm like, oh, my lips are dry. I may have to get some of that stuff from her. All right. So, all right, you guys. We have reached the conclusion of yet another episode. Thank you so much for joining me again on Hot Topics. Or if you're joining me for the first time, welcome to Hot Topics. Welcome to the show. If you are if you are joining me again, welcome back. But yes, thank you for watching or listening to another episode of Hot Topics. We have reached the ending of yet another episode. And I want to remind you guys that when I do a lot of talking, I clear my throat a lot. Anyway, so I just want to remind you guys that Hot Topics is a production of my company, A Step Ahead Tutoring Services. So if you are looking for tutoring services, because we offer test prep, one-on-one tutoring, we do various virtual workshops. What else do we do? College counseling, editing and proofreading. If you need any of those services, whether it's for your child or for yourself, because we also work with adults, reach out to us. Our website is www.astepaheadtutoringservices.com. You could also email us at success at a step ahead tutoring services.com. You could also call or text us 347-762-2838. I will encourage you to text or email. It's easier for me to respond via text or email. So if you do the phone number route, I encourage you to use text message or email. I know I mix up the pronouns a lot. Um, I was like, oh, I got a call on my phone. We, A Step Ahead Tutoring Services, are also all over social media, right? So we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Eventbrite, and WhatsApp. So just type in A Step Ahead Tutoring Services and our name will pop up. I encourage you to follow us on social media. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the social media accounts. We're on multiple social media accounts. I encourage you to follow us on social media. So stay in touch with us, learn more about us, learn more about Hot Topics, learn about the services that our company offers in regards to tutoring services. So I encourage you to stay in touch with us and learn more about our tutoring services. And I will also throw this in there. I also encourage you to leave us your feedback about this episode for today. So if you're watching this on video, drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts about this episode for today. If you're listening on, Apple Podcast or Spotify, drop a rating. Let us know your thoughts. I definitely want to know your feedback about the episode. If you're watching on Twitter, drop a note on Twitter. So let us know your feedback about this episode. So drop a note, drop a comment, drop something, drop a star, drop an emoji, whatever it is. Let us know your thoughts about this episode for today. All right, you guys, thank you again for joining us. We have reached the ending of another episode. And happy 2023, you guys, our first episode of the new year. This is awesome. So let's see what 2023 has in store for us. Thank you guys again for joining me. And I hope that you will join me in the next episode. Thank you again, you guys. And now, as I always say, I am signing off. Bye, you guys.